welcome back. This is John and Joe, Words of Wisdom. I'm joined here by my co-host, John.
I'll be Joe today. Is okay.
I'll be John. and today we're talking about Loki, the season finale, or maybe just the finale of the whole thing, Madam Web trailer, and also the potential Fantastic Four casting news. And then that's when the music starts.
I tried to make my own thing. It ain't work out too well.
Yeah, I see that. All right, let's go with depressing stuff. No, pressing, not depressing. Madam Web. How did you like the trailer?
I don't think it's the greatest thing I've ever saw, but I am interested. I am just, actor strike ended. Now we're getting trailers dropping left and right.
Yep.
And just from a comic book perspective, movie, I'm just like, you know what? I'm interested. I'm interested to see what this movie is. I don't have the highest hopes for it walking in, but it does have my attention. It looks interesting, looks cool. I'm into the whatever Spider-Man-ish person this Ezekiel Sims character is supposed to be.
They called him I forgot where it was. I think they called him a bootleg black noir. That's his name, right? From The Boys?
Yep, from The Boys. Yep.
At discount. For me, the trailer is interesting. It's one of those Friday night movies, I guess you can say. Whatever Venom was, it's all from Sony. It looks interesting. I like the lead actress. Everyone else who's there is pretty good. But I don't know. I felt like Dakota Johnson, her acting looked kind of bad. As I watched the trailer again, I was like, is she just doing this for a paycheck? And I'm like, I'm not gonna care. But just I just noticed. You know what I mean? I just noticed it. But that's regardless of the point.
I'm also in the realm. This is the Sony Spider-Man movies, and it's I don't have my hopes up for it because even aside from there's another movie coming out, Craven.
Yeah,
I don't even have the highest hope for that movie.
It just seems like they're continuously creating their own universe because I don't think Spider-Man's in this movie, obviously, and from going off from what Twitter is saying, her partner in the paramedics in the trailer is Ben Parker. And if we go from all the other Spider-Man movies, they all dead or we just don't know them. And I don't think this is a Tom Holland's. I definitely ain't Garfield's, definitely ain't Toby. This is just somebody else entirely different. And who even knows if there is a Spider-Man in this universe or any type of superhero? Is this the same universe as Venom, Craven, Mobius, whatever that guy's name is?
It's Morbin Tom.
Morbin Tom. That's one of the greatest movies out there, by the way. It beat the Avengers, it beat Avatar, it beat Titanic. It's number one. You might not see it on Wikipedia, but I promise you it's there.
It's crazy. I still ain't seen that movie.
Me either.
I haven't seen Venom 2 yet either. I'm behind on all this stuff.
Bro, I've seen Venom. I see Venom 2 through TikTok videos. You know when they do part 1, part 2, part 20?
Dang. No respect.
It's not I want to see it, but then I get disinterested in it. There's other things, and then I see Tom Hardy, and then it reminds me of Peaky Blinders, and then I'm like, I'd rather watch Peaky Blinders instead, or I'd rather watch any other movie. Let me watch Inception because he's in it too. So, I've seen most of it.
I was there for Tom Hardy, but the first one was just I didn't really care for the second one that much. Again, it's Then we got Morbius just looked dead on arrival, which it was.
And how many delays it had? Remember that?
Yep. And somehow the fans bamboozled Sony into thinking that they were going to put it back into theaters and it was going to do well. I don't know how that happened, but got that. And then before the writer's strike happened, sometime earlier this year, I don't remember exactly. It was we got that trailer for Craven. Like I said, it
phenomenal cast though.
Yeah,
do for him though. Phenomenal.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, but then The problem, at least for me personally, is that the Spider-Man game just came out and they got Craven in that, and he just it's just like, damn, like
Like muscle
this
wise.
not muscle, just
Oh,
the character of Craven within that game just kind of like
solidified what you should expect in the movie of like,
not
right,
even
more or
expect.
less.
It's just from what I saw in the trailer compared to what they gave us in the video game, is that the video game completely, sorry for the language, but it shits on the movie. And it's
Isn't
just
he
like,
like a legit villain in the game, and the movie looks like he's an anti-hero?
yes, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, I got
So
it.
and then they're telling, I guess, the story of how he became Craven the Hunter, and then on top of that, even though I like Aaron Taylor Johnson as just like the look he has for Craven, he also doesn't look very intimidating. Like Craven is supposed to be an intimidating figure, and he doesn't have that presence to
Well,
me at least.
let's give him some time because that dude came from Kick Ass. Then he was a Quicksilver. We always like and then he popped on Bullet Train. He was like, oh, I forgot about you. Oh, you played a great role. Oh, you might be James Bond. Like he's moving up there in the ranks. So
Mhm.
like he's in this Heath Ledger phrase, phase. Not like in that thing, but I'm like, some let's give him some time. Let him fester, let him grow and everything.
Yeah, I think like it's not really like whatever happens with that movie. I don't think it's faults of his own. It's just Sony with making these side projects with no direction is not really
Which is
helping.
interesting because they own the rights to Spider-Man 99, 2099, and Spider-Man Noir, but they continue to make these side projects like Madam Web and all these other ones. And you hear that and you think automatically he's going to connect with some type of Spider-Man of Tom Holland at the very least. And it's these side projects again. Like it worked for DC for Joker. Don't think it's gonna work for Sony in this. Don't think so. Like the trailer looks subpar at most. It looks like a Sony movie.
Yep.
But it's interesting because what's crazy in the trailer? They actually showed the costumes, even though it was like a quick glance, maybe a 2 second or one frame type of thing. It
Hmm.
looks pretty good. Besides the eyes part, I feel like if you're gonna conceal your identity, do a better job with the eyes. I,
They
you,
should
you're
just
not
commit and
conceal.
go with the white eyes. Like,
Yeah, like she, with the webbing around her eyes is so wide. I'm talking about the blonde chick, Sweetney, Sydney Sweetney. Like I can see, I know it's her. If I know you in the street, like happen to that, oh, that's my friend. You put a mask, I'm like, I can still tell it's you.
I
You
don't know,
know,
man. They can't tell Clark Kent and Superman is different people.
They actually mentioned that his glasses do something that altered the way people perceive him.
Oh, so I get what happened here. You saw me with my glasses and you thought Joe, but
There
ah,
you
here
go.
I go. And then now you recognize me.
Yeah, what's a thinking cap? um, I don't know. I'm gonna watch this not in theaters, streaming if it does come out in streaming. It does look solid. It looks like a 7 out of 10. Maybe that's too high. For me, I'll probably give it a 7, 7.5, depending. The trailer looked good. They didn't show too much. We know more or less it's a random antagonist who's related to the main star for something with spiders, and then they're coming and they both can see the future and past. And it's like I'm watching a movie Paycheck or any of those other movies that like, let me reset this and try this all over again. What's that one that came out? Happy Days, something like that. It was a recent one. There was this girl who kept dying over and over and over because it's like Groundhog Day.
Happy Death Day,
Yeah,
something like
thank you.
that.
That's the one. I guess it's like Groundhog Day. Just keep reliving the same. No. Groundhog Day was different. The happy one you mentioned. Yeah, that's what it feels like. This
Happy
movie.
Death Day.
Happy Death Day. That's what this movie feels like. I mean, it looks good, but
Like she like so aside from this movie, this trailer, Madam Web for me, I just recognize her from, if you remember, the Spider-Man cartoon.
old
That
white
episode
lady in
where
red.
yep, when she gathered together the, I forgot if it was different superheroes or different Spider-Man. I don't remember, but the web of destiny, I know stuff like that. I know soft level Madam Web, but I'm not really like deep into the lore of Madam Web.
Supposed to
So
connect the Spideyverse,
yeah,
the
so
alternate realities.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they link this into the next Spider-Man movie, but we'll see. We'll see. That's
It
Spider-Man.
has to be because Ben Parker's here. He should be dead if he's Tom Holland.
Yeah, I don't mean the Spider-Man movie. I mean Across the Spider-Verse. What comes next? Is
Uh,
it Across the Spider? Whatever the next movie is. I
by
forgot
the
the
way,
name.
that movie had so many like meta references. Like I keep watching it, I didn't even realize like how he was playing the game. Spider-Man 1 in the movie when Miles was getting dressed. Like it's crazy. Like there's a lot of things that it was in there. I was like,
Yeah, like everybody. Spoilers for Spider-Man 2.
come on. I mean, like, yeah. We should say
Everybody was
spoiler for everything.
everybody. If you're Spider-Man 2, the game, Peter Parker retires as Spider-Man. I went on Twitter. I was like, "What do you?" Everybody, I'm like, "What y'all talking about? He ain't retired. Clearly, he had to go fulfill his duties as part of the Spider-Verse. Come on, man. Like he's not gone.
Oh,
That's
he is
what
in the
happened.
movie. Yeah, because he's in the movie.
Yeah, that version of Spider-Man is in the movie for a brief second when they're passing through
Mm-hmm.
the where they had the supervillains captured and stuff,
The
and
Prowler, which is yeah, that was cool.
he's in the background. So
Beyond the Spider Verse is the name of the third movie. I guess long story short, we're trying to attack this casually, but the trailer looks good. But we keep going off a track here.
good enough to make me watch it. Not good enough to get me to go to the movie though.
I think it's good enough that we're gonna want to watch it because of the post credit scene that may happen, or little hints they might throw in, like what they did in Venom. With the Spider Man poster on the walls.
Mhm.
Besides the Tom Hardy, traveling, because that happened. That was Marvel's change, not really Sony's. Yeah. I just wonder if they're gonna, if this is gonna be like a different man of web, because like we know she's an old lady on a wheelchair who has all the webs connected to her, like Loki. See the transition?
Here we go.
Here we go. But long story short, let's get to Loki. That was pretty good, right? I mean, what's much than the trailer? I'm like, I love the Loki season 2, episode 6. I really thought it was like 10 episodes. I'm sad but glad it was 6. Got straight to the point, and the ending was amazing. The middle to the ending was amazing in my opinion, especially that last score at the end. I keep playing it over and over, and I'm trying to find that Spotify link to it because I want to. Oh, it's like a
So
orchestra type of ending.
for me, I think there's only two characters that can fit, but I think definitely Loki for me right now, maybe his recency bias as well, has the best full circle story. Him and Tony Stark, I think within the MCU have the best just full circle story.
Okay.
And the way that they if they choose, like, I don't think this is the end of Loki. I personally don't think this is the last time we see him. I think we're going to see him again eventually, but if they don't bring him back, I don't have anything against that as well.
Yes.
But um for how he started to how he ended, I love that the title of the episode is Glorious Purpose. And
Just
then
like the first
especially with
episode of Loki
yeah,
season 1 and
yep,
all
yep.
the glorious ending. Look, I didn't even notice you put your thinking cap on. I
When
was
you
stuck.
mentioned that, I threw it on. Yeah, I've been thinking hard this episode. So but yeah, with the way that they left him, spoilers, um just gotta say it every time.
I know.
With the way that they left him, of basically making the, I guess, when it's the ultimate sacrifice of you know being at the being the helm of time, destroying the old to create something new, to give everybody a chance to do something. um and just the way it was beautiful. I say it like that. It was just beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. It was just for 2 series straight to the point. Loved it. So
The beautiful thing with Loki, first of all, the whole episode, I mean, season 1 and season 2, if you were to play it out as a long form movie, like just straight through without credits and whatever, um, it's like a book. It's or like a not a paradox, but it's like a full circle in a way, kind of. At least with season 2, that's what they were saying. But it's crazy because Loki, his whole journey from the beginning was that the throne is destined to be his. Like he felt, that belongs to me. I am burdened with glorious purpose, as he always said. Since the first time we seen him in Loki, Thor 1, and then in Avengers, and then even Odin telling him that at the end of Thor 1, when he was like hanging on to what's the name of that road? I want to say Rainbow Road, but it's not.
The Bifrost.
The Bifrost. And, he tells him like, you meant for something more. And I don't know if we can sit here either that's great foreshadowing or they were able to use a line from the past and make it work now. But everything that worked out was like, it's like Odin knew Loki was meant for so much more. Cause he said both my sons would inherit the throne, right? And then it wasn't until Loki finally either he humbled himself or just realized like, love and just not wanting to be alone, that the throne he so desperately wanted, he didn't want anymore, but then he was thrusted into that position. Like it's crazy. And then Tom Hiddleston at that last moment when he finally realized, like, fuck, I didn't want the throne, but I got it. I'm the one who has to sit on this throne because I went through countless scenarios, centuries, maybe even eons of trying to figure out a different way to do this. And he who remains, like, it all comes back to me, regardless how you slice it. He said, you know what? Maybe not, but I'm going to try something different. And him just looking at everybody, no line said, nothing, just his facial expressions with him smiling. Ah, that was beautiful. I didn't know what he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna sacrifice himself, like what Victor Timely did. I was like, is he gonna die? That's what he's supposed to do. Like, I don't know, release maybe his time slipping energy or something. I don't know. And then you see him walking like the Bifrost. Like you see how they play that, and his whole outfit is super. Oh man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Like, oh man, I don't want to. I'm monologuing here, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I know what you're gonna wear next Halloween.
Yo, you're so right. And green is my favorite color. I mean, can you tell? Oh man, I love. I mean, if I could keep monologuing if you don't mind.
Well, going forward, since last episode we was talking about the whole, you know, situation with what's going forward. So, since we have the ending of Loki now, we could kind of talk about more of the future of how things may change. So, continuing on, like with kind of the Loki logic, it seems like they are definitely writing Jonathan Majors out of the MCU so far. Some more stuff has come out over since we last recorded the last episode drop, and based on the Loki finale, I definitely see a way that they can do that or path forward to doing that. um we did get that little reference to Kang the Conqueror at the end of Quantum Mania in the Loki finale when they bring it up that a variant had popped up, and the way that they seemed to treat it was like, oh yeah, it's a variant, and yeah, they handled it, and that's it. So it kind of just feels like, I think
And they're
this,
watching the other variants as well.
yeah, and I feel like the growing sentiment is going to be that, seeing as how I was mentioned as Doctor Doom, is that they're probably going to do everything a little bit sooner and probably have Doctor Doom show up and wipe out the Kangs in some type of way, and do that because even the Kang Dynasty movie is being taken off the board. The director is no
Really?
longer. Yeah, the director
Oh
that was
yes,
hired
yes,
for,
yes, yes.
he's no
I saw
longer
that.
on that movie, and it's most likely that movie is going to be titled into something else, whatever that may be. But yeah, so with the way that this goes down, like I think I said last time, I believe that Loki was probably going to be the person to kind of recruit an army to fight the Kangs, but seeing as how that doesn't seem to be happening anymore, I don't know. I don't know where they go, how they go forward. The Marvels just came out. Spoilers. I didn't see it, but I'm probably not going to go to the movie theater and see it. I
Yeah,
spoiled
me either.
myself on it. So I saw the post credit scene that was hanging around Twitter for a little while. Saw the end credits. So we got with the mid credit scene. Spoilers again, just in case. We got the X-Men, or the appearance of X-Men from a different reality, and we got Beast, and we got a version of Captain Marvel known as Binary, that Monica Rambeau is playing, or is supposed to be in that universe.
That would
And
be technically the mother, right?
yes, my I hope I have it right. Monica is the mother and Marie is the daughter. Um, but yeah, with that, I know it's definitely that they're going to still go forward with the time is falling apart logic. But the way that we have in that movie, the understanding of the universes is basically right on top of each other. And I feel personally, which I really hope they do, they do, is that that universe that we slipped into is the ending of the Days of Future Past movie. That's that continuing universe. Because as I said, there's so many options because they own all IPs now. And eventually, I this is why I personally believe Loki is coming back. If we are following the logic of how Secret Wars eventually played out, eventually all these timelines is going to become one again. And with everything falling apart, I just feel like Loki is either going to come out of that tree and try to see what's going on, take some part in it. Maybe he gets killed, but I just don't believe this is the last we've seen of Loki as of yet. And if we are still going with the incursions logic and all this stuff going on, I'm just, I just hope if we writing out Kang just all together, there's bigger. I mean, there's other stuff they can do. Like as I also said before, Kang didn't really have a big part to play in the Secret Wars comic anyway. So it's not like he ultimately. I'm gonna miss Jonathan Major's performance, but ultimately I'm not gonna miss him from whatever Marvel decides to do going forward.
What if they do like the typical James Bond villain when the main villain you see that you see him as a big threat, you know, he's controlling everything, but then on top of that, like, nah, there's somebody not necessarily like controlling him, but there's somebody much more powerful, which brings in Doctor Doom. Like we all think Kang is that dude, and then whatever they retell this next Avengers movie, Doom, like what if the movie ends, like whatever happens, right? We won't get Tony Stark, we won't get Cap, like we won't get the Avengers that we know most likely will come in Secret Wars, right? We'll just get whatever we have right now. But before the movie ends, they're struggling with Kang. Then he's like, I got all my variants pop out of nowhere, and then Doom just pop out of left field. Is like, what variants? Just not really snap them, but like do something and just be like, I'm the real threat, and then boom, the movie ends. So
That's
like that,
how
you
I,
know.
regardless of anything, well, before all this happened, that is how I pictured it happening. I pictured that we were going to get to Kang Dynasty. Kang the Conqueror is going to be, the main Kang. He probably wipes out all the other Kangs because he is the definitive Kang. And then I imagine that at the end of Secret Wars, that either not Secret Wars, at the end of Kang Dynasty, that either we were going to get a reveal that he's not the big bad, he's not the one that needs to be stopped, is actually Doctor Doom. That somehow maybe Doctor Doom comes in and says, "Oh, you thought he was a problem," and he offs him, or Kang just leaves a threat of, "Oh, you thought that I was trying to actually fight this person over here," whatever, something. I just, I always viewed it that that's how we were going to go. Since again, I always say Secret Wars is the title of that movie, so that's
No,
how I always viewed it happening. But seeing as how it seems like Jonathan Majors is done. Who knows? Like maybe sometime in the next couple movies, we will start getting hints to Doctor Doom. Um, but
I think you also, I don't know if you mentioned, but another way for Loki to return, and I think you did mention the last episode, since he does sit on that throne and he does can see or peer into all timelines and all universes. I would think he'll be the one to bring all the Avengers together or everybody together from different universes. You
Yep.
know, I don't know. It's beautiful. I just wanted to mention real quick that what Loki decided to create the sacred timeline as, or at least the multiple timelines, was the tree of Yggdrasil. I think that's how we pronounce it. That scene was top notch. Like for a TV show, they definitely killed it, and how it just rotated, and it's like, oh, that's a tree. It's like, you know, they can also play on that as well too. Like that could be the different realms, or maybe just Loki just modeling off what the history he knows. But there's a lot of things they could play with that too for Loki. Just his heritage and all that stuff. Um, but it seems like, um, damn, I had a perfect transition and it fell off because it was referring to Galactus with the Fantastic Four, because it seems like they have possibly him casted as well, which maybe he might pop out in Avengers 4, and I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we got some casting for
because
Fantastic Four,
because because they're already telling us about Galactus. I just feel like Galactus is going to end up like Dormammu.
which is crazy because Dormammu is very, very powerful in the comics, and like he's like, I mean, he's not like up there, but he's around Thanos level, and we haven't heard about him before. They threw him in a regular single movie for Doctor Strange, and it's just like I say he ain't come back. Like there's no more time stone, bro. You could come back and do what you got to
Yeah,
do.
like they reference a whole they reference eternity. We got
Eternity
the
from
living
Thor,
the living tribunal.
yes. The
We got yeah.
I was gonna say the Watchers, but that was What If.
We still they. What if it's still a part of the universe or
Okay,
something? So
okay, we got that. Celestials, um, yeah.
it's like we're getting these beings of power, but it's just like I don't think Marvel is that far ahead to plan that out.
It
So
could be a scaling. It could be a power scaling problem. They just don't know how to handle all that, and also you got to dumb things down for a lot of people. Like you got to put as much information as you can, either within TV shows or the movies, which for movies will be around 3 hours at most, and for TV shows, 6 episodes, five something hours. And it's a TV show. How much can you really expect people to watch and etc. And it'll be kind of. I mean, it's interesting. They got the balls to really try it out, but you just got to finish it. Because
yeah,
Galactus it's another, like, that dude is monstrous.
but
You
what I
know,
really hope going forward, like from here, is so Captain Marvel, the Marvels, that movie not doing great in theaters. So personally, I hope that,
it sucks,
and
honestly.
it seems like it is starting to happen, that Marvel takes a step back and really views all the stuff that they're doing. And I think we talked about this last episode. Quality better than quantity.
Yeah,
Dial back everything and let's focus on writing good stories. Um, with the writer strike ending as well, with the actor strike, kind of hope that we proceed forward in that direction. I don't necessarily think that the Marvel formula is the problem. I just feel like
they got off their
we're
path of what is the end goal. Like,
yeah, when you have all the TV shows that's out there that people, at least you have to watch to, like, I think two of them you have to watch the Marvels, which is
Miss
Miss
Marvel.
Marvel and WandaVision. So
Oh
it's
yes,
kind of,
yes, yes, yes.
oh, sorry. So
Or you can
it's,
watch a YouTube video.
yeah, or you can watch a YouTube video, but with all the TV shows out there that have to be digested, it's just it's too much, a little too much. But
It's a lot to ask for the audience.
yeah,
Only the diehard. Like, I think we mentioned this before or somewhere else that after Endgame, most people were tapped out. We thought like, okay, this is over. We know everyone did their sacrifice and etc. I'm excited for the next stuff. Then the whole world went to sleep mode, and then a lot of plans went out the window and stuff. It's just a lot of people just kind
Yeah,
of faded their interest. Maybe another 5 years, it might come back.
yeah. And it's just like, um, you know, it's with all these TV shows that even like during the pandemic that were coming out, it was just there was a lack of vision as well because we didn't know what anything was leading to, and
Lack of
I
vision.
it-
Literally.
and I could as I can make the case even now. What is all of this leading to? Like we were told even before those TV shows, hey, Kang is the next villain, but I think as we pointed out, it took forever to actually present Kang in some type of way. Um, and what's crazy is that even with Kang the Conqueror, the way that he was written off, because I think we mentioned last time, I think for a casual audience, it's like, oh, he lost to Ant-Man. But in Loki, when He Who Remains returned and was just like, bro,
Bro.
I'm not even playing chess at this point, like playing something else. It was just like that dude, like he put more intimidation into me, more like, damn, like this dude is really capable alive. He's playing this far. Cause it's like, like I didn't like I guess when the series started, I knew he would come back, but the manner that he came back was just like, when Loki went back in time, I just expected kind of like, oh, he went back in time to talk about it. But then when it was like, bro, like I've been waiting for you to come back this whole time. How many times you did this now? Okay, let's keep going. Like, like,
He's
oh
like,
wow,
come back to me when you figure it out. He's like, when you think is the first time I talked to you though? Like, that was crazy.
yeah. So again, I'm sad to see that they're moving on from Jonathan Majors, but
I hope it's one of those things that with time people forget. Like just
yeah,
hold everything off and then let's reintroduce them. We all forgot like, Ezra Miller type of thing. We still came out.
they forgot
Uh
Ezra Miller as soon as the day after it happened. So
yeah, I know. But this is a little bit different though. But even though they do have um a lot of branches, no pun intended, of where they can go. That's the beauty about it. Like if they were to pause everything right now, they can literally do anything they want. Like we all know you're leading into this multiverse environment, right? And I think it's kind of cool that is, how can they travel around and they keep introducing different characters who have the ability to go around. You got Strange, you got America Chavez, Loki, Wanda can do it in a way, Kamala, and I guess I would say Ant-Man maybe with the pin particles in a way, kind of with the that whole realm type of
mhm.
thing. I don't know. It's just with that alone, I'm just thinking about it. It would be very interesting to see that, like the science nerd in me, the comic nerd of me. I would love to see how they would break that more. I mean, even the Spider-Man movie that might even come through somehow. You might see Miles Morales fighting against Kang, throwing a kick out of nowhere, like Peter did against Thanos. Spider kick over here, Spider kick. Uh, but yeah, Marvel. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what's gonna happen. It seems. Let's see. They do need to start moving a lot of their projects, or at least a good amount, into MA, like mature audience. I think that would be pretty good. I really
Yeah,
wished Moon Knight was.
we got Echo coming. That Daredevil series is well. I don't think we spoke deeply about this, but Marvel, Kevin Feige specifically pivoting to have like actual TV show writers writing these
Yes,
shows
we
now
did. We spoke about this.
versus okay. So
Yeah,
I think that's going to be great for stuff going forward if they do continue to go put out the TV shows. Like the TV shows, I'm not against them. I just think we should have less of them because it's just there's so many and you know, a lot of them is just self-contained stories. So,
Yes, and they're not even good stories either. Like,
yeah, like if they were all like Loki level where it's not like that's so random. It's
yeah, I didn't even do anything. What the
um
heck?
it's well, I lost my whole train of
Yeah,
thought.
I know that whole thumbs up popped out. I was like, I know it's an Apple thing, but like, damn. Wait,
Um
the quality of the TV shows, you know,
yeah, like if all of them were like Loki in a way of, Loki is a self-contained story, but it has to do with the greater scheme of the world. So, like the events of Loki, we assume lead to events happening outside. It's like I texted you right after it ended that, well, it kind of confirmed that, that the
the
events of
timeline of it.
Quantumania, yeah, happened after the tree. Loki made the Yggdrasil tree.
Yes,
So um so like things like that, connecting strings in a way, stringing things together. If they were all something like that, then it's like cool. But it's just most of them right now is like self-contained stories that they're probably going to pluck characters from just to throw them in. Or even like, like Miss Marvel, I feel she has
that was
like
slept on. I actually enjoy that one.
I haven't watched it myself, so
And she actually the bangles she has in the movie, I mean the show, they can I mean it does happen for the movie, but it can also relate to Shang-Chi. And it can
mhm.
also relate like at least that show, not maybe not the beginning episodes, but you gotta know who the character is. But it did lead to something else. The Bucky Winter Soldier, it led to Cap 4. Um She-Hulk led into nothing, Oblivion. Who cares? The Hulk got a son. Like that was the most randomest thing. And dude had a bad hairline on top of that. Like I thought he was wearing a hat, and then I found out it was a hairline.
It's like one of those things of I appreciate where they're going, but because you ain't get like I I really would have loved the world like a World War Hulk movie. That's the one movie from Marvel I would love to see.
Even if it
And
was self-contained, just put in his own universe, that would have been cool.
or like even now, give me a universe where that Hulk exists.
Yeah.
Where that version of Hulk exists. Let's go with that.
Another thing, like going with the TV shows, Moon Knight was pretty good self-contained, but you also introducing another deity into the whole universe. Like, how do they correlate with everything? With Thanos and the Eternals, and like, what's their power level? Like, how long they been there? Did they influence Black Panther's origin story? Like it's
Like low key. What what I like about Moon Knight is Marvel is slowly like it's not really at the forefront, but they've been building. I feel like like the different realms of death or the afterlife through different cultures and
oh,
stuff.
I love that.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like they highlight it in movies. Like it's not in the forefront, but the way they're highlighting it in a way like they did it in Thor: Love and Thunder with the afterlife for the
Um,
Asgardians. I
I
don't
always
remember
forget.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember the title. So you got that. You got the one
Valhalla.
that Valhalla.
I just
You got
remembered it.
you got the first like I guess the first one that we ever seen, which was with Black Panther.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Where he saw Boss, the panther that, that's the one that's,
I'm just
controlling
gonna
all
say the
that.
realm of the Panther gods, but I'm pretty sure it's not that. But yeah,
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
check it out.
We got that. Then we have we dealt with like I think maybe two or three within Moon Knight itself. But yeah, I think like low key, like something's gonna happen with that as we go forward.
Just the realm
Um,
of the Wakandian dead. That's what I got here.
so
Did-
yeah.
We also got a little no, no, that was a soul stone. I was gonna say the soul stone, like when Thanos was there, or the cutscene with Tony, but that was a stone actually. That wasn't a form of death. It's like a form of middle ground. Yeah, sorry.
So to move on with the future of Marvel,
Yeah.
we got castings for the Fantastic Four. I
We
think all of these.
have
I feel like these are still alleged at this point. I don't know. It's weird. Like we got
yeah.
confirmed and alleged, and maybe like feel like everybody and people's afraid to stand on it at this moment in time. But
I mean, Kevin Feige is definitely doing something out there. Like
he
he's
he was
calling. He's like, you say
he was
something
working
and
overtime.
cut it. It's like in basketball, right? You know, you have that one Twitter, the two Twitter dudes. And it's like if you say something, I ain't talking to you no more. So that's probably what's happening right now with all
Because
these other people.
he definitely called the dude. I think Variety was the first that kind of confirmed it. I think it was right. No, it
I
might have
got
been No
deadline.
Spin.
It was
Okay.
deadline.
He probably called them right after him. I was like, who told you that? Off that person and said, if y'all don't take this article down right now.
See, I'm interested with that because the article, after it was community noted or notes on Twitter, said that it was suggested that he is the front runner. And what I'm referring to is Pedro Pascal being Mr. Fantastic. And then a couple hours later, you text me saying that the the quotation was like he may. It's not confirmed, but he's may. Sound like when that article first came out, did it say confirmed? Can I go into like that whole Google Vault thing and check, see the archive of that website, or they change it afterwards? Because it would make a lot of sense of why that whoever posted it would say that, unless they did it for like views or whatever. But hey,
Yeah, but I think even like the person you sent it with,
yes,
I believe
it felt
because he always
reputable,
tags
right?
like no, yeah, but he always tags his source. So I can't really say he doesn't go. He just posted something on the internet. He always tags his source. So I want to believe
I
that.
know, but did he read the article or just read the headline and shared it? That's what I'm saying. Because
Well,
now, I'm sorry,
because
it's
of,
like
go,
well, I'm just saying that the context wasn't like it was just like let me just share just a clickbait thing. Like read the article and it says may, but I'm gonna say confirmed. It's like a synonym of it. Like it's like a loophole type of thing.
because of how that Twitter account functions. Like even like times I've seen that he posts something and maybe if it was a mistake he would correct it. He posted it, but he didn't post any. I think even after it was community noted, I think he may probably mentioned something related to the community note. But I, from the history of me following that account, I really believe he reads articles. So because he even like sometimes quotes things from it. So I just I believe is on the source itself. But
Okay. But moving on, Pedro Pascal is rumored or front runner to be Mr. Fantastic. We have Vanessa Kirby, who most people should know her from Mission Impossible. She's a broker. She's a blonde chick. She's the one that was talking with Ethan, doing all the stuff.
what was she in
She was also in
Luke
Fast and the
Luke
Furious as the
Hobbs
Rock sister. Oh no,
Hobbs,
Hobbs' sister.
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, but she's also in the recent Fast and the Furious movie. Also,
I ain't see
I
that one
think.
yet.
Either
I
way,
ain't see
she's in there. She has her family, and she's gonna go into another family of the Fantastic Four.
the
She
first family.
the first. Yes, yes. The first. Yes, you're right. She will be Sue Storm, obviously. What's she gonna do, Johnny Storm?
I'm gonna be
um.
honest. I know people's not gonna like this.
Okay.
I don't want Pedro Pascal to be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I prefer Jim. Oh, I
Uh,
prefer.
and not even even aside from him, I just don't want Pedro Pascal to be Mr. Fantastic. I like Pedro Pascal. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. I just prefer somebody else. The look is what I'm concerned about most, and I feel like when they keep posting these
He's a short
actors
dude,
who's like,
also.
yeah, and it's like when they post these actors that with the just what I look at a comic book and think of Mr. Fantastic as. I mean, again, like even if going back to The Last of Us, I personally didn't feel he had that Joel look for me, but I love this performance. So,
Yeah, he killed it.
but
Yeah.
so when it comes to that, I'm pretty sure, like in Fantastic Four, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love his performance. I mean, you got to get that Marvel money. I get it. You want to come out with the Marvel abs. I get it, but I just feel like there's people that that I've just seen pop up on the internet. I don't have specific names, but people that I guess have actually been under consideration for it. And I feel like they have the look better, but then I don't know what their acting pedigree is. So
I'm gonna be honest. I was not surprised when I heard Pedro's name, and I kind of figured it out because I'm like, okay, what is Pedro doing currently? Mandalorian. Okay, who owns that? Disney. Okay, not that hard for them to give him a phone call and say, "Would you want to be in Fantastic Four?" Then I'm like, where else is this guy? I'm like, oh, he kind of he was in a movie with Nicolas Cage and brought back his career. Nicolas Cage is also in a Marvel movie coming out soon. And then I'm like, not Ghost Rider. I'm referring to the Spider-Man Beyond Spider-Verse as Spider-Man the War, but who knows?
He might come back.
He might. And then I'm like, okay, Pedro was on SNL. Like, what I'm trying to say is that Pedro is everywhere. He's like, if you don't know about him at this point, then something's wrong with you. Not like something wrong, but you're not watching TV or like Last of Us. Like, so me here, I was like, it was just he's up and coming. Not really, but he's very popular. It's like, why not? Who else can fill that role besides the guy they already played, which was his name's not really Jim, I know, but
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. And I thought he was like, I saw a Twitter post that said Maru had the perfect opportunity to do the most funniest thing and just come on and say, yeah, we confirmed that John Krasinski is going to be playing Mr. Fantastic in this upcoming movie,
And like when that movie came out, I knew that we was only going to see him that one time. That's the sad part. Like I knew it because I was like, this is just to please the this was just to please the fans. Like this was not to take it serious unless something crazy happened. But seeing as how that movie in itself wasn't really like all that, just in a capsule, it's just like
no.
Mhm.
I thought he would have been there, and I feel like it didn't happen because probably his wife said no to being Sue Storm. Because now I'm reading his article here. It says Vanessa Kirby's rumored frontrunner, right? And budget concerns are reportedly being ruled out a bigger star for the role. Who? She is definitely Emily Blunt is a bigger star than Vanessa Kirby, and she has been linked up, and she has spoken about it before, fan casting or whatever. I mean, I just thought that it was a natural progression, and maybe she would have said no, and they said let's go somewhere else. But moving on, Johnny Storm will be played by one of our favorite Netflix stars out here, Mr. Eddie Munson, aka his real name Joseph Quinn. Hey, you gotta watch the video.
Yeah,
that's a fire. That's fire, bro. I think he'll kill it. Apparently Jack Quaid was supposed to play that dude, and you know him from The Boys. He is Huey. There you go. That's his name in The Boys. And we also have, I think you could pronounce his name for Ben Grimm, John. Ebon Moss Baccarat, I think.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
And the only way I know him from, Lieberman from The Punisher, the hacker from season 1. I do not know him in any other roles, and that's not his fault. I just don't know him in any other roles. Sorry about that, bro. But that is and for Galactus, Javier, I can't even look at that. That's embarrassing. I can't even say his name. That's so bad. Javier Bart something. I gotta find his name again. Javier Bardem. But he's for Galactus.
One thing about Pedro is like at least his look, he looks so much older than everybody else. And then that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not really feeling like if that's the case, like for him to be Mr. Fantastic, I'm not really feeling that. Like, like I get, we've been talking about for the longest of them being lost in time somehow, and they're going to come back because this is not. I think it was reported a long time ago, but things change all the time. That is not supposed to be like an origin story. So, even like with the current cast, it's just like he is so much older than everybody else.
Yeah,
look wise. So that's why I'm like, it's not really clicking. Like for Like I can't see him married to Vanessa Kirby.
and
Like
she's young, like,
yeah, so it's like it's just not making sense.
and that's the brother of Joe of Johnny. You know, still
Mhm.
like he's young as well. And I mean, the thing that's a different story. Whatever he looks the part, the actor himself, like before he becomes the thing. But like that's a good point, man. That's a very good point. But
Like good, well, with makeup and other things, maybe that changes things. Because I mean, we like my Reed Richards. I like the more Reed Richards that we see recently, not the clean shaven, intelligent guy, but the guy who has the beard, got some grays going on. Depending on how the
comics,
artist, yeah, like just how we've seen him recently. He has the thick beard going on. Like I said, depending on how the haircut is, he may have his brown hair or he has some grays going on. But
hmm
that's the look I kind of like. I'm attached to Reed Richard now. Where they go, if we go further back, kind of the clean shaven Reed Richards. Like even the first guy who played them in the Fantastic Four movie. Um, Back when we had Chris Evans in that movie, he had the perfect look. If you go throw a beard on him, bring him back.
trying to find his
But
name.
I don't think
Dang.
Jessica Alba ever comes back. But
I don't know about that, bro. You don't know. I mean, it's a small role. She might do it. She's been acting lately, so I think. The guy's name is I'm not gonna pronounce it. I can't. It was Eon Griffith. I don't know. I think that's what Wikipedia said.
Gryffindor,
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Ah, Slytherin. You say, not Slytherin. Speaking about that, I've been me and my wife been watching that, bro, from episode one. I mean, yeah, episode one. We at Deathly Hollows right now, so I love it. Just rewatching it. But her seeing for the first time, me rewatching it and knowing a couple elements here and there. I'm not gonna say any spoiler because spoiler, even though that movie came out 10 years ago, but she might be listening outside the door. I ain't spoiling anything, but it's been a fun ride watching it all over again. Definitely say that. But yeah, let's see what happens, man. Got Galactus in the way. You got rumors. Let's see what happens, man. Because after this writer strike, everything, like you said, is just dropping left and right.
Getting news left and right. Like we finally get to talk about Stranger Things again, man. Living life.
Before near ending, was there another post credit scene for the Marvels? Because you said it was a post credit, there was a mid credit.
You had the ending of the movie, which was the start of
Spoiler.
young Avengers.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah,
Kate
and then
Keisha. You gotta say a name like that, bro. This is not cutlery. I can't do it, bud. Yo, they need to bring her back. Well, she's already been.
and you see, like this is the part that kills me because if y'all if y'all go and do that, right? It's the perfect kind of perfect even setup, like the Young Avengers, and then you still have Kang right going on because there's a version of Kang called Iron Lad that ends up being an Avenger, and he also becomes the key to defeating Kang the Conqueror. That's in Kang's comics though.
Let's give Marvel. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that after they figure out their whole business plan moving forward, this, putting things on Disney Plus and movies, they're gonna figure this out, man. Because we need Blade. We need Blade. That's a movie that needs to come out.
Nah, I guarantee you, if they answer
Don't
what
say it.
happened with that Celestial, everybody will come back. That movie, whatever movie they choose to address that in, that
Wait,
movie is gonna make guaranteed 500 million.
which one? With
Any
Blade? Or,
movie, whatever movie comes out that addresses what happened to the Celestial
oh
that
yeah,
came
yeah,
out
yeah,
to
yeah,
Earth,
yeah, yeah.
whatever movie that comes out, I don't know which one it will be, but the movie that comes out is making 500 million.
I just hope that I hope they don't do a sequel to Game of Thrones or that Jon Snow because then I don't know how that movie's gonna work out. Black Knight. because he's gonna be busy. I mean, if Pedro can do all these things he's doing, even on The Last of Us, that's a long show. Gonna be a long show for him. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
I like how the first thing that came out was like he could do all three of these things at the same time.
It's like, does he know? It's like when you on Twitter, right? And you see all those pictures at the bottom, like they got the dude from the Batman Riddler. It's like, does he know? Yeah, I'm sure you have seen that picture. I'm sure you have. Maybe not.
Is he new here?
Yeah. Is he? Oh man. Well, I believe that's the ending of this episode. Which we got it wrong the last time. I said 53. It was 52.
Yeah, we don't even need numbers no more, man. Forget that. We don't even need numbers.
Yeah, exactly. This is another episode of John and Joe talking about the love for comics in the style of words of wisdom. That's it.
We got plans. So, I'm going to put this out there. James, if you make it to the end of this, we got to talk about some things. So,
Oh, you just leaving it out there as a teaser?
Yeah, he know what I'm talking about. So,
okay.
The audience is gonna find out what we're talking about if he chooses to come on and talk about what we got to talk about.
I don't know what we're talking about. I got to know. Yo, you know what?
I guess we all gonna find out at the same time.
We're gonna find out on the next episode of John and Joe Words of Wisdom. Dun, 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 dun. Copyrighted.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.